Give your dog the best start possible. We offer proven tools, products, and supplements backed by our real world experience and our passion for healthy dogs.
Welcome to NWA Cane Corsos podcast, where we talk all things dogs.
Show them all they're wrong because I'm the champion. I'm the real champion. There'll never be one like me.
Yes, sir. What's cracking? Dickie Foster, Crockett, Brother Bakari, Quebec, Canada's in the house. Paige, Haas, Rock Wireless. We got to have that conversation, brother. Hit me up. Hard and Finished Kennels, my brother. From another mother. Welcome back to the NWA Cane Corsos show. This is a surprise one, designed and put together by the most honorable Jihad Muhammad. He's in the back, and we're gonna let him in. But yeah, everybody, come on in. Welcome back to the show. If you've never been here before, this is the NWA Cane Corso. NWA stands for Northwest Arkansas. I'm your host, Joe. Your brother from another mother. Here, you can go anywhere. Big channel, more channels with recognition. But this here is like the Apollo Theater, where our peers are in here, and it's a tough place, man. But very talented, very knowledgeable people. I'm glad y'all are back. Let me give my shouts out. Marlon Pierre, what's happening, my brother? Vic, what's happening? These are all these people in the comments. They in the family, they in the community. You understand? These people are dog breeders, dog lovers, pet owners, lottie dottie, everybody. From the Ruda to the Tuda. Rain, what's happening, bruh? Javier Noriega. Hey guys, go to his page right now and say, man, bring your ass on this show. He been hiding. We gonna get him one day though. Patrick, what's happening, brother? Man, that's what's up. He made the live. What's up, dog people? Our other brother, he's an Arkansas brother by way of San Diego. Sykes Pups. What's up, Cole House? All right, without no further ado, Jihad Muhammad, what's going on, bro?
All right, how y'all doing? I'm doing great.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Yeah. What's good, brother?
Oh man, I'm doing great today.
I know it's a busy day for both of us, so we wanted to kind of squeeze this in. And I was telling you, man, this Tyrese situation, it was kind of a big deal. And, especially in the dog where I saw it getting posted everywhere. Anyway, I'm going to let you open it up and let's see what we can do, what we always do, learn from each other and all that good stuff. What your thoughts on the situation and how we could be better homeowners. First thing I need to know, and I want the audience to chime in, what really happened? Jihad, you know?
So from what I understand, as it relates to the report by TMZ, I think Fox News did something on it. Several news outlets did something on it today. Apparently, Tyrese Gibson, we know him from many of the movies that he's played in, including Four Brothers and also Baby Boy, among others. And he's a very talented R&B singer, has did very well for himself. He has had some struggles in terms of interpersonal relationship and his public image. This morning I read that the police was actually looking for him, and they issued a warrant for his arrest because they are accusing his dog, which they say is a Cane Corso. They're saying it's a Cane Corso. Don't know whether it is or not because we haven't seen the dog, but they're saying he has a Cane Corso that has been allowed to run around in the neighborhood. And from what people are saying, they're saying that he's been asked to keep the dog put up. And unfortunately, that didn't happen. And today, that dog killed, I believe, a King Charles Cavalier, which is a pretty small dog. It's the size of a corgi. So that's what I'm hearing on the line, that they are looking for him, haven't been able to get in contact with him, haven't found the dog. So of course, people are assuming that he has the dog head out of whatever the case is. But yeah, that's what's going on.
That's what's up. Hey, Vic says, "Good God Almighty, let me blow this up." Jesus Christ. Okay, his neighbor's dogs got killed by his Cane Corsos, right? Apparently, they had issues with him letting his dogs free roam and the dogs showing aggressive behavior. He has a warrant and rehomed the dogs. Yeah, I was just looking at something too. Let me see it. Last time my screen didn't share, but let's see. Do y'all see my screen now? Do you see it, Jihad?
No, it's just black.
Why is it not showing? Okay. There we
Okay,
go.
I see it now.
Okay. All right. So it says here. Let me move. Damn. How I moved it? Oh, right here. Fast and Furious star Tyrese Gibson rehomes Mastiffs, extends his deepest condolences to neighbors over death of their dog. An arrest warrant has been issued for Fast and Furious star Tyrese Gibson, whose Mastiffs killed a neighbor's smaller dog. The hulking dogs allegedly roamed the neighborhood, police said. In a statement, Gibson's lawyer said the singer and actor has rehomed the dogs. Yeah, he probably didn't really have a choice in that. And did I hear something? And anybody know anything about this? About a caretaker was he even home, or was it a caretaker that was responsible for this? Anybody know? But anyway, yeah. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, one of the things I think that we should understand, and I don't think people understand this when dogs in general, if I want to be specific, working breeds, but a lot of time people, they see that little cute puppy and they want that puppy, and they don't realize that puppy is going to grow to be a big dog. And as that puppy grows, its personality, attitude, temperament, etc., can change. It can change based upon its growth, its natural growth and development, and also based upon internal genetics and environmental factors. And I got a call today from a client that I have been asking her to get her dog trained for months, and she's at the point where she's wanting to rehome the dog. She's wanting to sell the dog. Basically, the dog is maybe a year and a couple months old. But I think it's important that the responsibility when we take on these puppies, they're going to grow, they're going to get bigger. The dynamics of the environment, personality, attitude, character is going to change. We have to be willing that as that dog changes, for us to make adjustments. And I want to say this before I read some of the comments or whatever, that sometimes it's not the dog. I got a female Corso here. It's right at 2 years old. And a lady called me. She had the dog maybe a year. And I talked to her about training when she got the dog. Well, she had one of her legs amputated. Her son was helping her. And I advised her to get the dog trained, get the dog some professional training. They did not do that. And went on, and I got a call from her. She told me that the dog was hopping the fence, uh, attacking other people's dog, chase somebody down the street, and she kept the dog. She still wanted to keep the dog. I recommended, training, and gave her some recommendations. Well, she eventually, maybe 5 months later, wound up turning the dog back over to me. And I've had that dog here about 4 or 5 months. No issues whatsoever. And I just think it speaks to, a dog has his own personality and attitude, but these working breeds, the German Shepherd, Malinois, Dogo Argentina, the Boer, the Central Asian Shepherd, all of these large breed, working breeds, you have to have a strong arm with them, and you have to make sure that you're either containing and training. Containing and training. It is your responsibility to keep your dogs contained and on your property, not running on your neighbor's property or down the street or around in the neighborhood or the community. That's a responsibility when you take on those dogs.
That's right. So Vic says he rehomed it apparently, and I think he rehomed all 4 of them, and is currently in California with his family while trying to reach the victim of the incident to work out a deal. I heard he wasn't home and the caretaker was in his absence. Croc Kit, thank you for the $2 super chat. How you doing, brother? RBG. Thank you, RBG Lone Wolf. Thank you, sir, for the super sticker. Thank you. Always supporting. I appreciate it, brother. Borbalism, what's happening, bro? Good to see you. Well, y'all in here tonight. Okay. Vic says, I would like to know how the dogs came into contact with each other. Were both dogs free roaming on the walk? I'm just curious if it's anyone. Yeah, we need a little bit more clarification, on that. I think I read something about the dog might have had got out and went over there and did his thing. Hope the dog did get killed in front of the owner. That's probably pretty traumatic for the owner. Well, yeah, but like Jihad said, man, when I first started podcasting, the guys that's been with me since day one, a lot of y'all have done watched the journey, because it's been more than a podcast. It's been a journey. If you really think that you've been watching me grow, Jihad grow. You've been watching us learn, us getting sharper. You've been watching people turn on us. You've been watching
the whole 9 yards.
You've been watching the whole thing, and sometimes every guest I hadn't always had a good relationship with. You know what I mean? I hadn't maintained, but I didn't take the video down because it still document the journey. It still document the information. So it would be selfish of me to start doing that just because guests don't like me. You know what I mean? So, but I just wanted to say that. That's why y'all see a lot of the videos up. Because somebody asked me, say, man, dude don't like you. He did that to you. He tried to put you in a trap. They're trying to put you in jail. And
right.
And he said, well, why you still got the video up? Because it was about the information in the first place. I didn't come in with an ulterior motive.
Right.
So the information going to stay up, even though the relationship may not have existed. But look at the ones who have existed and have maintained. Right. But but going back to that, in the early days of podcasting, something that will always stick with me is what Gypsy Stratton said. I know y'all hate to hear his name. Somebody sent me a message of this one guy hating on Gypsy so bad. But Gypsy said, secure your dog. He made it a point to always say, secure your dog. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't like the protection dog talk on here and everything like that. But I don't think I ever heard of an incident. I'm sure there has been from a protection dog, like somebody being careless with it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, that's what I want to basically hone in on. And then plus when we talking about the podcast, again, you could go back and look just a little bit in the vault. And one of the biggest, I had a lawyer on here. I think his name was Robert James, attorney Robert James out of Atlanta. I think this is his name. I know it's Robert. And one of his biggest settlements came from a little bitty small dog bite. And if you guys hadn't seen how dog bite changes lives, go look for that video. The smallest dog got him one of the biggest settlements because that small dog bit that person just right in the pay spot, right there in the ankle, but it caused nerve damage. And that lady got a big settlement. So, I mean, we talk a lot about dogs and too, and we all think dogs. So we want to talk about the responsibility of having animals. Animals now,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? And sometimes in the pet ownership world, we kind of think like, oh, our babies is my these dogs are animals. You don't trust them around. When I have kids over that ain't my kids, my dogs go up.
Right.
I'm not trusting that, man.
Right.
I'm not trusting that. I'm not gonna ever do that because you could probably lose everything over a bite. And if you go back into that video, how dog bite changed lives, the attorney even explained how he gonna get your money, and it was cold. The way he,
Yeah.
if you got a little, if you got a lot, he gonna get it, all of it, much as he can. But anyway,
It's a responsibility. I give you two case scenarios. A guy recently that I knew had some dogs, that band dogs, and these band dogs were good. He was using them to kill snakes and just he was doing everything with them. But I remember this guy telling me in a conversation that somebody went or came on his property and he let those dogs loose on him.
oh,
It wasn't 6 or 8 months after he did that, a guy wound up dead on his property. And it was dog bites. And they seized every dog that was loose. They seized all those dogs. That guy's in prison right now. Yep. So I'm saying, people rush to get these dogs and they want to be impressive about their ability to bite and all of that. It's not impressive to me. I know that these dogs can bite. I know that they have a bite force. I know that they can stop a man. But you got to be serious when it talks about responsibility with these dogs. Every time you look around, there are reports, and you even have these people that don't like breeders and they don't like person protection trainers. They're putting out old information, 5, 6, 7 years old, as if it's new information or new things to trick the public and make it look like that things are happening now that are actually not even happening.
But you just said something though, Brother Muhammad. Look, one thing I had read earlier involving all this, the neighbor said, or showed the authorities old posts of him talking about how bad his dogs was and how aggressive they was and stuff like that, which can come back and bite. Yeah.
That's sometimes we social media is something. We show videos, we do stuff, and if you're not careful, what you post today can come back and bite you 3 years from now.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you get in court, you don't forget about that video that you posted or your dog doing bite work. And now you got a plaintiff, you got a prosecuting attorney, or you got the plaintiff attorney is saying, look, here's video of him training this dog to bite. How do you defend that in court? After one of your dogs bites somebody and that video pops up from 3 years ago. I'm not saying be against it, but I'm saying at the minimum, make sure that your dogs are secure. Make sure that your dogs are not able to dig up under the fence, snapping chains, tearing holes through fences, getting out. Because I already see what's happening. A lot of people, they dog get out. Maybe they dog is in the yard. Maybe they dog go to the next door neighbor house. They retrieve their dog, and it wasn't an issue. And so they real relaxed, and it happens again, and it's not an issue. Until it happens, and there's a problem. And I say it might not even necessarily be a dog bite, but if your dog that belongs to you runs out in the middle of the street and make me tear up my brand new vehicle,
somebody was just talking
you're
about
responsible for that.
Yeah, somebody was just talking about that. Yeah, Lynn right here said, my uncle's dog got out of the yard and it got hit by a car. Unc got sued and had to pay thousands for the car. You right, you own it, dog on it. Yeah.
And that, a lot of people don't think about that when they hit a dog. But if that dog belongs to somebody, that person is responsible for that person's vehicle.
Yeah,
it's
man.
Not like you hitting a deer, you hitting a wild animal. You hitting somebody property that they were supposed to had secure.
Yeah, then they may even like swerve, shock them, swerve, hit a pole, anything. Right. I remember the first time I hit a dog and I got out, man, I was like, I was a young boy. I was like, damn. Boy, I looked at my car, I was like, God, you motherfucker. I was like, damn, the dog tore my car up, man. Shit, and but anything can happen, yeah. Somebody see an animal, they trying to miss it. Some people try to miss squirrels. They won't even run over a squirrel, they'll swerve over into the next lane.
Right.
But being responsible with these animals is definitely a big deal, man.
And at some point, I really think from every case I done looked at, the signs are there. There are red flags saying, hey, you need to do something different. People ignore it. And I'll give you this example. A guy called me yesterday. I don't know him, but one of the guys I grew up with is his nephew. And he said to him, call this number. Muhammad can help you. So the young guy called me and he said, hey, man, he said, my dog had an accident. And the animal control and the police department telling me I got to terminate my dog in Tuesday. So I'm like, okay, what accident? Tell me, what happened. He ran down some stuff to me, and I chased him down. Come to find out, his dog bit a child, and that child ended up going to the hospital.
Ooh.
Now you may say, hey, he bit that child. That's horrible. That's horrible. You know what is more horrible than that? It ain't the first time the dog had an incident.
Damn. Yeah.
See, we had a guy that went to prison here that had dogs that were going off of his property where his auto mechanic shop was at, going in the woods hunting. They was moving the tin away from the fence. And a guy went there early one morning, hollering and calling his name. Them dogs killed him. When he hopped on the car, the dogs hopped on the car and drug him off the car and killed him.
Yeah.
He ended up
had to be pit bull.
10 years for manslaughter and wind up being sent to prison.
Yeah.
And in every one of these cases of these dog bites, I'm going to tell you what I see they're looking at. They're looking at first previous reports. Tyrese, this situation with CJ here, and then the other brother that called me about the child that was bitten by his dog that wound up going to the hospital. In all three of those cases, they had warning to tell them they needed to do something different. Tyree, the neighbor said, your dogs is running loose, they aggressive, and they got out again. So something wasn't in place with this situation with CJ. His dogs had chased the cable man up the cable pole, up the light pole, and they had it documented. With this other guy, they had a situation documented by his dog biting somebody. So it's like they're not going to be lenient on you if you got a record. In every case that I saw, they just not.
Yeah, you got a history of
You know what I'm saying?
negligence.
And if they want to, if it's bad enough, they can fix it so you don't be able to own any
On the
more
dog
dogs.
again, never again. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Davidson Canine say, "What's up, bro? I wouldn't ever post bite work or saying how badass my dogs are. That's a dugging liability." Um, yep, this is another one, Cole House. And a barrier of the dog sign just means you know you got a monster. The attorney, I'm gonna link that up in this show. I'm gonna do some editing. That attorney video, Robert James. I hope I'm calling his name right, bro. If I ain't, forgive me, charge it to my head and not my heart. But yeah, man, it's I was on she's in here right now. I was on Pam's the Canine Academy and also the Corso Academy. And I had mentioned that, it's a bunch of subcultures in dogs, right? So
Right.
you got a lot of protection work, and then you got a lot of, let's say, animal work. A lot of guys that do hunting, like animal aggressive dogs. So a lot of times I see kind of like, them dogs are man biters, and then the other side, well, they hunting and all, them dogs do that and that. But in both cases, it could cost you a lot of money if your dog get out, kill another animal. Sometimes children can be looked at as prey or another person. So we kind of both in the same boat. You know what I mean?
Right.
So this is an interesting topic because a lot of people talk about dogs of the old. You know, the what the temperament was like, how they were. They were hard dogs, and today people are asking, well, do we need those type dogs? But this is the funny thing about it. A lot of people that say the dogs are the old, this dog was hard, I'm trying to breed for that. I go talk to the men who've been around it. I hear a different aspect of it, Jihad.
Right.
This is what I hear. Say that dog was great around kids. That dog was this and that. This dog had great temperament, even though it was that. And then you had the other aspect of men, but that's on a serious level when you talk about guys maybe like John and Ulysses and Gus Artilles who work with a lot of police dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Them dogs straight up, you know, killers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they work in society for different things. So yeah, it's so much to talk about, man. But yeah, I don't think everybody needs some of these dogs they think they want.
Right.
They're not the level of handlers of
Right.
some of these guys they see on the show. They think they are, but they're not.
Right.
You don't want that.
Absolutely.
You don't want that.
You mentioned that. Let me tell you all about my a piece of my experience on Saturday. I went to the AKC show, and I saw this guy that I've seen at a few shows in Arkansas. His name is Scott Watkins. I can't think of the name of his kennel right now, but he breeds and works and shows Dogo Argentinas. So he has extended an invitation to me. He's going to be giving me their schedule so that I can go out in the field and actually see these dogs that were in the show ring, that were around all these other dogs. I could see them actually working in the woods on hogs. I'm going to go and get that experience.
Right. That's good, bro. That's good.
But I'm going to say this, but I'm thinking about, see, there's a certain level of control you got to have when it comes down to a dog that can be around a child and a dog could be around a child and the child pet it and deal with that dog, and then that dog could go right into the woods and snatch a hog up.
That's another level now.
That's another level.
But I'm telling you, a lot of people in the comments know that's the way Lamont think. Because Lamont, he'll go do some do some crazy hard work, and then everybody know them dogs around kids all the time, his grandbabies, and
Right.
he'll take the dogs into the nursing home. That's really what and stuff
Right.
like that. What popularized him like that, like he in the
Right.
community with them, showing that how stable they are. Brad Sneed thinks the same way. It's an ongoing debate thing when we talk about working dogs and these extreme dogs. Some breeders, it just it's somebody else who thinks that way. Schoolboy thinks that way. That these dogs should be around, baby, be around children. You know what I'm saying? Things
Right.
like that. They shouldn't just be nuts all the time. I mean, for family homes, I know not the police canine stuff and all that stuff. But yeah, man, we got to rethink what we want. I know, the
And,
most
and,
honorable.
and, and here's the biggest thing. Here's what I hate. If you have a dog, you get a puppy, you're raising it up. That puppy hit 6 months. That puppy hit 8 months. That puppy start going toward a year old. Most of those hard breeds, working breed dogs, their personality is going to change at about 10, 12, 13 months. Kind
Yeah,
of like a teenager. It's
yeah,
like your teenager become a teenager, they're going to try some stuff. You have to
yeah,
put them in check,
yeah.
right?
They change
So
every
that
stage of their
dog
life. Yeah,
does the same thing. That
they
dog
do.
changes at the age. Like the sister that's trying to rehome her dog now, she was saying, man, help me find somebody I can breed this dog with. Because this dog over here, he trying to hunt me. He trying to hunt my son. And I
Hmm.
said to her, I said, sister, I said, that's not, the dog is not doing it. It's not sexual. I said, the dog is dominant. The dog knows that he can run over you. When the dog gets to humping on you, the dog don't have no respect for you.
Right,
And I
right.
constantly emphasize, go take the dog to get some training.
That's right.
Because if they get so old and they don't have any training, even when you try to rehome them, most of these people are leery of dogs that's over a year old. They big, they don't know them, they don't want to deal with it. They want a little puppy. Even some of these people that say that they've been around dogs for a long time and that they like certain breeds, a lot of them are very leery when it comes down to big dogs.
Yeah,
So if you don't get into training for the dog as it's growing up and it gets out of hand, it's going to be difficult for you to get rid of that dog.
right. I like something I hear sometimes. Brad Sneed's down here. Everybody know him. And one of the most hating things you hear people say, I ain't never seen a dog go work. You look at Hills.
Right.
Look at Hills. But one thing, I was talking on the phone with him, and he was like, Joe, he's being very careful with his words now because he wants people to understand that it ain't a bunch of Brad Sneeds out here. Ain't no hawk, man.
Right.
All of us ain't the same.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? If you're gonna be doing hog hunting, you need to get some advice on how to do that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Get some gear to protect your dogs. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Just don't go out there and get them hit. You know what I mean? And get some education on it because if they do get hit, you need to know how to, fix them. And because a lot of times you're gonna be out there, man. Where I live, just going down a hill is a task.
Right.
Sure, you got a dog dragging up one of these hills up here, boy. Whoo! It's gonna be something else. So I just, you know, I think we need to we see a lot of this stuff. We see all these men that do certain things, but a lot of these are special men. I remember P. Dunn said, "Violent times call for violent dogs." I can't handle dogs like P. Dunn.
Right. Right.
We got to let's
Right.
separate who we and what we truly are in this dog game. You know what I'm saying? Let me get some more comments because I know this is gonna be a short show. Brother Jihad is a busy man. Okay, Joe, I think a lot of guys in our culture want the bigger and badder dog. It's just not our culture. Are you black, Vic? Unless you just mean culture, just culturally, all of us, because it ain't just us. Okay, Joe, I think a lot of guys in our culture want the bigger and badder dog for the clout, but don't realize they're giving up people ammo to use against them. You sure right. 100. Patrick Tiffer says secure, train, and supervise a high drive working dog, especially a powerful dog. That's a man to know what he's talking about. Baymax, the Cane Corsos. Just jumping on. It's crazy. Just needs to be responsible pet owners. Davis and Canine. On another podcast, guys were bragging about how they would sick their dogs on people and dogs for looking sideways or barking at their dog. Like, what the F? That will get you and your dog in trouble. Crockett. Okay. Tilford, I agree. 100% knowledge and understanding your dog obedience is important and key. Yeah, we all don't see. We be on the same page over here, man. Marlon Pierre, he was irresponsible. He owned 4 dogs. They live in the backyard in Buckhead. Guarantee his neighbors don't like him. Buckhead must be a very, very nice. Did Buckhead used to be kind of violent at one point in Atlanta or outside Atlanta? Baymex. I followed Tyrese for a while. I unfollowed him because of the way he showed his puppies. Oh, I didn't know. I'm not aware of what happened with that. Yes, the subcultures, and that's okay. But like you said, so many. Okay. Haha, right. Whitney and I talked on this today too. At what level are we trying to preserve breeds? We are in Roman times, etc. But there's respect to the breeds that won't go away. Yeah. Let's be honest. Most of the big talkers can't even control a dog on a leash, and the dogs drag them down the road. They going in tonight, ain't they? 100. Oh my God, boy. Baymax, shoot. Even some people don't even handle their pet dogs, let alone a dog that has the ability and train for PPD. Dog people are a subgroup alone. Everyone has their own opinion and beliefs, and yeah, that's true. The public needs more education. Why don't y'all just come on and do this podcast? Y'all know more than. Boy, look at all these comments. I'm the same way. I agree, but you have to put in time with the dog for the dog to do all that. Learn the dog. Sellers got to start vetting buyers instead of giving quick tutorials on the breed type and selling the board or press. True facts. Boy, they going in. Yeah, I'm black. Oh, nice to meet you, brother. Right on. Right on, brother. Marlon, true. Does anyone think a situation like this would have a bigger impact on the dog community? We know this is a good question. We know the UK has strict dog laws. Does anyone see anything like that coming to the States? Hell yeah, because it just put attention on that breed.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
I would say this. I made a mistake Saturday. I talked to you earlier about this, Joe. And my first time getting in the AKC ring about the handling of my dog's head. It made the judge nervous, and I saw how the dog reacted when the judge got nervous. We have to pay attention, brothers and sisters. We have to pay attention, and we have to make adjustments. And I do think that I see something rolling down the road. In my city, for instance, all of the bully breeds they are here, but they really banned. They banned them without any professional testimony or anything at the city council. And any dog that looks like it's a part of the bully breed, they're making people spade and neuter those dogs, microchip them. And now when they hold your dog, you're paying a nice size fine if they get a hold of your dog and they have to hold it for several days. So I see, and this did not used to be. So the rules are tightening up for a lot of reasons, including all of these dogs running the street. You got some women complaining, man, in these different cities that they can't jog or walk the neighborhood because it's 4, 5, 6, 7 dogs in a pack. And especially for a frail woman or a woman that, that can, even a guy, that can make you kind of uneasy to see 4, 5, 6 dogs coming your way and you don't know nothing about them. And they all different type of breeds. So yeah, I see something coming down the pipe in general. It's just it's too much that's out of hand.
Right. And I'm glad that it's more shows like this coming up because it's needed, man. Shoot, it's needed. And then too, like you got a lot of breeders of old that was the anti-internet, you know what I'm saying? Because they didn't need it back then, but now you need it. You need it now.
Yeah.
You know what? It ain't a way to get around it. And now people gonna have to play catch up. Let me look at this one here. Where I live, my breed has been banned for the last 23 years. If I make a mistake, you'll hear about pits being killers from Toronto to Little Rock to Australia. Then we all look bad as pit owners. Yeah, but man, I tell you what. Oh man, I don't know if you knew about this, bro. So you know Ulysses Vanguard Canine. I'm sure you know who that is. I did an interview with him the other day, and it was nuts, right? he just went in ham. I don't know if you saw it yet, but he just went berserk. It was a good show, right? So you know he's a personal protection dog, man, and he was on the porch, and he said, "Watch this," and he made his pit bull. He fired him up. Man, that dude done got 1 million views from doing that. He made 1 million views. And so we had just did the show. So he going over there making 1 million views, and I done tagged him in a clip I was working on, and he got me 100,000 views just out of the residual of him getting 1 million.
Wow.
In one day. I was like, God, dog.
Hey, you might need to ask Ulysses, can I get that when I drive
it? Yeah, Ulysses done made a comeback, man. He done came back.
Right.
Just like that. He back on. You know, you got somebody's attention when Tom Garner come in your comments. You know what I mean? I think something like this would be the gateway to the Corso getting blackballed like the pit bull has been for years. Vic, brother, I think you're 100% right, but I kind of already see it in some places. I think in the DMV, I was talking to the Cane Corso Brotherhood. They was kind of saying that the dog got a stigma like that, and Texas got a stigma like that. I remember one time I was in Texas. You know how they like banned the pit bull sign? Hell, it was the shape of a Corso. I was like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Because Texas big on the Corso. So yeah, I think it's coming. You know what I mean? North Little Rock. Ain't North Little Rock like that right now, bro. You can't have them breeds over there in North Little Rock. Bully breeds and different things like that. Corsos, they can't have them.
Right.
Pit bulls, it's like that right now. Yeah, I don't think Little Rock has that though. Yeah.
I know Pine Bluff has it. They got an ordinance any bully breed.
Mm-hmm.
Any bully breed.
Yeah.
So if they get your dog, some people have just they don't understand the process. The dog get taken, man, they getting paid $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 for the dog. They won't even go down there. I told one person, man, you should have told me, man. He didn't go down and try to get his dog back.
Right. Yeah, it would be. He says it would be large protection dogs. Governments want any excuse to remove your rights to self-protection. Good point. What do you think about that, Jihad?
Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all this too. I agree. I agree because
I was trying to get you fired
law
up.
enforcement come around and they're coming to serve, or servers come around, they're coming to serve people or take people to jail or question them, and they can't get to the door because you got these big dogs running in the yard. They ain't coming in there. They ain't coming in there.
Right. Guys, I'm gonna get ready to wrap this up. 5 minutes. We're gonna do 5 minutes. Anything else y'all got for Brother Muhammad or myself? I know it's been a thing already, but I think the pit bull has always been a front runner for that. Hell yeah. I think the Corso will soon take its place as the poster child. One day, man, we might get in front of these dogs, but somebody always gonna do something stupid.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Somebody always gonna do something stupid But one thing it was one comment that I never forget since I've been doing podcasts. And when this person heard about, like, you don't get a lot of vacation time and all the work you got to put in dog breeding, that person was in the comments and said, man, I was going to do dog breeding, but after listening to y'all, I'm not going to do it. You know what I'm saying? They didn't think about the pros and cons.
Yeah,
And we done broke a lot of stigmas with this podcast, Brother Muhammad, because, you know, they in their mind, in the general public mind, they just thought we were just some roguish thugs, gold chain wearing thugs that
right.
They crank them out. We don't have anything in life.
Right.
We just dudes that we need the puppies to to make a lifestyle, but that's not true. They think everything is like the Frenchy color, exotic colored culture, and that's not dogs in a whole. You know what I mean? No knock to the Frenchy breeders, but
you know it's crazy because going to these. I went to like 5 or 6 AKC shows, and man, I'm gonna be honest with you. The people in the room, they got a whole different mentality, man.
What do you mean?
I don't see no aggressive dogs there. All them different breeds. You got dogs walking past each other. I'm talking about this close to each other all day long. And you could be there all day and it ain't no fight.
Yeah, but me and this lady named Robin.
These are, and in most cases, you're gonna find out when you go to the shows, there are a lot of elderly white ladies at these AKC shows. And do you know they can handle their dog?
Yeah, they can handle their dog. But I'm gonna tell you something too, man. I talked to a lady. She's been advising me for a few years. Robin Salsaberry. If y'all in the Corso, she's a show person, and much like Terry Cornish, we was going back and forth on a video we were seeing, and we was talking about the show world and the watering down of dogs. Now she's a show person. She's like, well, yeah, the dogs are getting watered down, and it's because of the AKC, because we was looking at the video, they was blaming it on the AKC. I myself always tend to point the finger at the breeders or the breed clubs that presented to the AKC. I don't look at the AKC like a structure, like bring us the softest dogs you can. I look at them as a registry. But I look at the breed clubs I think they make the decision. So I'm probably going to, yin and yang. A lot of people ain't going to never agree with me on that. And that's okay. But she even said something about the watering down of breeds too much. You know what I'm saying? That and then that's an interesting subject, Muhammad, because when you talk to certain show people, they say, well, that showing is a form of work. They got to have confidence. They have to be proud. They have to be not effed up about another dog being around and things like that. So that conversation is like the raw dog food kibble conversation.
Mm-hmm.
You'll never win. Right. You never get a into it.
Because we always say when it comes to the Roddy, the Roddy has what? Discernment. He's a wait and see dog. That means, what is he waiting to see? If it's not no threat, why would he be reacting crazy if he don't perceive it as a threat?
That's true.
So if you want him to just, go off every time he see something that's not a threat, then that's not in accord with the standard either. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like there's a fine balance in terms of what we're trying to achieve, But right. I want to say this brother, I don't want to butcher your name, but I do want to say this.
Who is it?
Breeders, put it in your contract. The buyer agrees to get professional training for their dog. Whether they do it or not is their business. But you need to have it in your contract, because there is a possibility. Y'all know how the law works. There is a possibility that somebody could come after you because you sold a dog to somebody that bit somebody. And
or the trainer.
All these questions. You knew that this person was this, that, and the other. And So yeah, protect yourself. That's what those contracts are for.
Yeah.
Those contracts are not just for the client. The contract is also for the breeder to protect themselves. My contract talks about training at a certain age, professional training, you know.
Right.
And when the clients come to pick their puppies up, I talk to them about that.
Lacking true Cane Corso wisdom.
Right. Okay, hey guys, let's get out of here. I gotta finish up the Cane Corso Academy's podcast and get it out by tomorrow. So, brother Muhammad, as always, we thank you for stopping by.
Yes, sir.
Giving us what you got. Yes, sir. All right, guys. Tune in tomorrow. Pamela, Whitney, doing a new podcast with Tony Scanlon called the Corso Academy, and they're doing another podcast within that called the Canine Academy. I'm gonna play it 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, October 1st. Be there. Or be square. That's old fashioned there, ain't it?
Right, peace.
Yeah.